Hi everybody, another Vikendi solo chicken dinner on the PlayStation 4. We've got a southerly flight path from sort of south west to sort of east. So I'm going to drop right in the kind of northwest sector of the island, right up there kind of thing, again away from any houses. And then as you'll see, very lucky the circle appears right top right hand corner of the map, which means that where I land is right at the edge of the circle, so I can play the edge perfectly. So we're into the final 10 minutes. Now the title of this video is the smoke grenade trick. So that's how I win the chicken dinner, with the smoke grenade trick. But I wanted to kind of run up to that, just share some other kind of tips about winning games in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or playing games in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff. I haven't written anything down. But I would say one of the important things to always do in PUBG when you're playing in third person mode, which I play most of the time, is remember, use that top right shoulder button, you know, the top right bumper, to lock your view so you can look around without having to turn your body. You see there, I'm turning my body to look around. But if I press the top right shoulder button on my PlayStation controller, which I'm probably going to do in a second because I've gone prone, I'm just checking the map. I can see that's what I'm doing there. I'm looking around without moving my body, and that's very useful. It means that as you're running away from people or buildings and you're not sure if somebody was there, you can actually look behind you while still running in the same direction. Next tip is to do just what I've done there. Every time a new circle appears, drop a marker right in the middle. Doesn't mean you're going to play the middle. What it means is that you know which direction to be running in, and you can look at that map and go, right, actually I need to be, say, north of the circle, or north of that centre, or south of that centre, and then you either run left or right of the circle, and it super helps me. This is another one now. I can hear suppressed gunfire down this hill, so I'm crouch running, which is quiet, and then I'm using a bit of fast running. And just take your time to look for stuff. There is a guy in a ghillie suit down there who is, you could, if you knew where he was, you could see him. There we go, and there he is. I see him. See how well hidden. Actually, he's not in a ghillie suit. He's got a white kit on, hasn't he? There you go, camouflage. So, you know, pick your clothes to match the map you're on. Although I must admit, I'm all in black on this one. Next tip is that level 3 helmets and level 3 vests, especially level 3 vests, because the problem with level 3 helmets is that on all the other maps apart from Vikendi, they're not available, are they, apart from in supply drops, so you don't get them very often. But level 3 vests you do, and level 3 vests win chicken dinners for you, because it means that when you get into a gunfight, they reduce the damage so much that it gives you a very big advantage. Along with that pan on your ass as well. Always pick up a pan if you can, because it's fully bulletproof. And again, I've lost count of the number of matches where I've won it and I've been shot in the ass quite a few times near the end. So level 3 armor, level 3 helmet if you can. And you'll see in that case the level 3 helmet was damaged, but it's always worth picking up a level 3 helmet, because it's the only thing that, as long as you're at full health, will prevent you being one-shot killed in solos from a Kar 98 or an M24 or an AWN sniper rifle, the bolt-action sniper rifles. So always think about that. See if I do a bit of shoulder looking around now. So I'll lock the shoulder button. There we go, I've locked it, so I can look left while still running in the same direction. Speaking of things that win chicken dinners, I'm a big fan of boosts. I like to go into the final circles with at least 4 painkillers and 4 energy drinks, and I try and keep my boost meter, that yellow bar, up full all the time when I'm in these gunfight situations in the top 10s, because you never know when you're going to run into someone. And lots of the time, especially in solos, when you run into them, they shoot you first because they've been camping, so you don't have time to apply a first aid or a med kit or a bandage. And so if you keep your boost up full, it means you'll constantly be having automatic healing. Also, if you're playing the edge and you get clipped by the blue, you will also heal that way. The other advantage is you can run a bit faster as well. So that's the other one. Big tip, play the edge. You know, I'm an edge player. I don't go for kills in PUBG matches. I go for wins, which means that I won't engage people generally unless I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a kill. If someone's running away from me, in fact, probably the times when I do engage people where I'm not going to get a kill, where I'm a bit silly, you know, get a bit of the red mist, that's the time when you get killed. Because remember, every time you fire your gun, even if you've got a suppressor on it, you're giving away your position. That's how I got that guy who was lying down, because although he had a suppressed weapon, I could hear that someone was roughly over there. I knew where the edge of the blue was, so I could work out where he was, and I take him. Next tip, take your time. You know, the gaps between when the circles come in vary from map to map. In Vikendi, on some of the circles you have these really long gaps. There's no need to rush. Listen out for where people are. Remember, people will be moving, but look, use third person perspective to look around rocks and just wait. You know, the circles in Vikendi move very, very slowly, so you don't need to rush. And if you're sprinting like I am here, you can get yourself ahead of the circle as well, so you can slow down, because the quietest way to move is crouch walking and sort of crouch, you know, just nudging it forward a little bit. As you see, the blue isn't moving fast, so I've just taken time just to stop behind this cover. I'm moving from cover to cover. Next big tip, always, if you can, move from cover to cover. That way, if you start taking fire, you'll be able to work out where that fire is coming from and run to the other side of that cover. In order to take advantage of that, you need to be wearing headphones, and you need to turn up your volume a long way. Now, see, there's a motorbike on my left that's smoking. That could have been there a long time, though. I didn't hear it, which means that the person might not be close, but it does mean that if they're playing the edge, they could be behind one of these trees or behind one of these rocks in front of me. So now, next big tip, listen. Just keep listening. There's 5 people left alive, so it's 4. Right. Gunfire up to the right, so I know there's 2 people up there. One of them's just died. So I'm just going to circle around this way. I'm just looking at that rock. I'm not in a great position here, because I don't really want to push forward to that rock in front of me, because it's quite a way into the circle. So again, I'm just looking around, trying to figure out where everybody is. I know there's someone up to the top right. I know there was that chap earlier who I saw. Right, more gunfire top right. 3 people left. So there's definitely one guy to the top right and maybe someone to the top left. So just wait. Now, again, I'm very aware that they may well come round from the right or the left. So now I decide to push up to this little rock. So at least I've got my front covered. But again, if people rotate round to flank me, I could be exposed. So now it's a case of just looking around, keeping my boost up full. Now, grenades are very good for winning chicken dinners as well. Not always for direct kills. I like to go into final circles with at least 2 frag grenades and 2 smoke grenades. I don't pick up stun grenades or molotovs, because I get a bit confused if I use those and I end up selecting the wrong thing. But I do recognise I should use molotovs a lot more often, because they're much better at getting people. Right, more gunfire up ahead. They've killed each other, so I know that the one guy that's left is over the top of that hill directly in front. 165. There he is. I've seen him in the ghillie suit on top of that rock. Another reason why you perhaps should avoid the white ghillie suit. It's great when you're lying in snow, but if you're against the horizon, God, it shows up. So I know he's over there. Now, I don't want to give away my position. I'm in circle. He has to come to me. Right, I've selected my frag grenade. I've got my M16 ready with the 4x. Now, remember, always respect your opponents. This guy's got to the final circle, so he knows what he's doing. He's wearing ghillie suit, so he's hit a supply drop. Now, he probably knows where I am now. He's behind that other rock. And what happens now is we exchange grenades. What you're trying to do when you're throwing frags and people are behind cover, you're trying to throw it past the cover. Unfortunately, both the grenades I throw, I don't get it past the cover. They land in front, probably because I'm throwing them uphill. So it means he's fully protected by the grenade. He threw a Molotov behind the wrong tree. He throws another Molotov, again way too short. So I throw another grenade. Again, way too short. So I've already got a smoke grenade. Now we're moving into the final circle, which means the next thing, the blue will disappear. So it's either who kills who, or who has the most energy, the most health. So I'll just see if he peeks so I can headshot him with my barrel, but he doesn't. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw a grenade to the right of the tree after I've boosted up to get him to break cover, because when a smoke grenade lands on the ground, it sounds the same as a frag grenade, and it will make him move. Well, that's the idea, and that's what happens. If you'll see this, the blue's coming in anyway, so he does have to move. So I throw the grenade. He hears it. He has to move. He realises I catch my gun on the tree, but then I adjust, and the barrel does the rest of the work. And there we go, chicken dinner with the old smoke grenade trick. Anyway, hope those other hints and tips were useful, and I'll see you again soon.